Guys, I live in Uganda, and one of the things that I hate, actually two, one is cockroaches. Man, these cockroaches are big and they can actually fly. They look like a half of the size of a Snicker bar. And if you step on it, it's like really gooey and nasty.
Brother, what's that?
But they're the hugest things I've ever seen. And God forbid if it like gets on you. But the thing I hate the most are mosquitoes. Mosquitoes all the time. They get off me. Man, mosquitoes fly around, they bite you, they can give you malaria. Yeah, when you wake up, you see like little scars and welts on your body. It's not cool, but stop the show. I will take cockroaches and mosquitoes every day over big rats. Damn! The other day I was walking down the street and I saw a big rat running into somebody's garage that was as big as a cat. That's how big this rat was here in Uganda. But I've lived on the East Coast before, and nobody has bigger rats than New York City or Washington, D.C.
He ain't lying.
Those rats are huge, muscular, and their bites are vicious. They eat through wood, they eat through everything, and they're really in compact cities where people live on top of each other. Now, I know we've been talking about the migrant crisis a lot, but there's a mayor by the name of Eric Adams who hates rats. Like literally, he even has a policy against getting rid of rats in New York City.
Well, Mayor Adams is now speaking out about a rat summons that he got.
He is fighting a $300 fine for failing to get rid of rats on his Brooklyn property.
I did a good job of mitigating the rats. I speak with my neighbors about it. We make sure that we do everything possible to deal with these rodents. Sometimes I hear the counts of the number of rats compared to New York and it's frightening. But we're going to bring on a rat czar. We're going to clean our city with Jessica Tisch, the sanitation commissioner, and we're going to push these back. I think she says it best. Rats don't run New York.
Appearing on New York One, the mayor also said he spent nearly $7,000 on rat mitigation on his property.
We've got a lot of good pictures of rats, though. I mean, there must be a lot of them out there if we can get that kind of good
really
video.
Close.
I'd say they're running the city right about now.
That's Eric Adams. He wants to get rid of rats. But there's a problem. Eric Adams owns real estate in New York City. That's not bad. Give him a round of applause for actually being a landlord. Want to know what his are complaining about? Rats! You see, in Brooklyn, he's been fined for having rats in his particular apartment building that he rents out to other people. This isn't the first time that the mayor has done this. And he isn't the only Democratic mayor who likes to be a slum landlord. For an example, there is Tiffany Henyard in the great city of Dalton. You've probably seen her now. She gets more publicity than Eric Adams. And at one point, she was a slum landlord. Check it out.
Mold, water leaks. Nearly 3 months ago, we first exposed serious problems in a South suburban rental home owned by a Dalton Village trustee.
Since then, the renter says it's only gotten worse. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kozloff has also learned that trustee is pocketing tens of thousands of your tax dollars for a house that's now unlivable.
You need to get your clothes out for school.
Jacqueline Smith and her 2 children called this hotel room home for almost a month. Ever since the Dalton house they were renting from village trustee Tiffany Henyard was slapped with this.
A big red sign that I cannot live there because it's unlivable.
Unlivable mostly because of mold.
All mold. Even growing on the bottom of the shoes is mold.
Mold that Smith's landlord, trustee Henyard, pledged to immediately clean up after we first reported on the problem in August.
And that's where it started.
Smith says workers came and painted. The house even passed a village inspection. Issues abated, notes Inspector Brian Thigpen in this September report, except they weren't.
It's horrible.
Enter activist David Lowry, who called Dalton directly. Suddenly, the house deemed livable on September 3rd became unfit for occupancy on October 15th. Lowry's theory?
The trustee used her power and influence.
We caught up with Henyard before last week's board meeting. I want to talk to you about that house on Dearborn. Can we do that?
My attorney's right here, so if you got any questions, I have legal counsel. talk to my attorney.
So you want me to talk to your attorney and not you? You can't tell me how that house failed an inspection in October when it just passed it beforehand?
If you have any questions, talk to my attorney.
So, as you see, Democratic mayors are really good at lying about the things that they want to do. So the question is this: for African Americans suffering right now in New York City, how can we trust Eric Adams with information about the migrant crisis? Now again, Eric Adams is talking about he's getting these migrants out of the city, he's evicting them. But this is a guy who can't even evict his own rats out of his tenant's apartment. Who's to say that you can trust him to do this? And when election season comes in New York City, the one thing that I want you to do, yes, of course, is get rid of rats in your city, but you also got to get rid of rat politicians. And that means that guy, Eric Adams. First of all, one of the things that we need to do in great cities like New York, in which African Americans have added a lot of culture and have given a lot to the society in New York City, where is the love for these particular people that have done so much for New York City, who are and have been and continue to be one of the biggest groups in the history of New York and population? Instead, we give that to people who are not from there, who don't pay any taxes, to a mayor who consistently lies all the time. He doesn't have anybody's back. He let his own governor disrespect black youth, and he disrespects his own tenants. Let me tell you something. If I come across a business owner that disrespects his own clients, it tells me what kind of person he is. Now imagine you are a mayor of a city when your building gets cited for rat infestations, while at the same time you're calling out slum landlords. When you are one, I wouldn't trust you to run my city. The mayor needs to come out and make a public apology for that, not only to the city of New York, but to his tenants. And if so, he should sell the building and not rent it out to people, since he can't control that problem. Now, the whole situation is things are going to continue to get worse. Eric Adams is going to continue to lie, and New York City is going to continue to fail. You have the wrong person as the politician. And at first, I wanted to give the guy a shot because he is a brother. But brothers, it just ain't about what skin color you are. It matters what kind of person you are. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, LCD Jackson, with another episode of Fair Use. We're out.